Good evening and welcome inside Regency Furniture Stadium as we prepare for Game 1 in a 4-game series between your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and the visiting Lancaster Barnstormers. These teams enter just half a game separated on the second half of the season. Barnstormers 7-10. They sit third in the Freedom Division. Southern Maryland right behind them at 7-11 entering play today. Brandon Belanda here alongside Andrew Banstra. Brett Marshall there on the mound has taken his final warm-up toss as Darian Sanford digs into the left-handed batter's box. We're just about ready to get things underway. Andrew, what do we need to see out of Marshall today to get a win and take the lead over the Barnstormers?
I think you got to keep the walk numbers low. You got to keep guys off base, obviously. But if you're Marshall, go after batters, make them hitting into the field, and trust your defense that's been solid of late.
A fastball, a called strike right down the middle to Sanford, and we are underway with this 3-day, 4-game series. One today, doubleheader tomorrow starting at 11:05, and the series finale on Thursday as Marshall misses a changeup outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 upcoming. Marshall kicks and delivers a fastball on the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 as Marshall's ahead of the speedy Sanford. 263 average, but 48 stolen bases on the season for Darian Sanford. He's a force to be reckoned with if he reaches the base pass, as this one misses 2-2. On the season for Sanford, he's also scored 42 runs. That's second on the Barnstormers team, just one behind Blake Galen. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Sanford. A big out number 1 for Marshall, and it comes via the strikeout, something we haven't seen out of him in a little bit. Last outing, you mentioned the walks need to stay down today. His last outing was probably his toughest with the Blue Crabs, a 7-1 loss in a doubleheader at the hands of the Somerset Patriots. Marshall did get credited with a complete game. He threw 6 innings, 6 hits, 7 earned runs, struck out just 2, but walked 7, the highest number of walks for a Blue Crabs pitcher this season. First pitch fastball misses inside to the second baseman Tyler Bortnick. The defensive alignment behind Marshall, Teodoro Martinez in left, Corey Vaughn in center, Angelo Sonko in right, as the 1-0 misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Frank Martinez is at third base, Edwin Garcia at short, Angelis Nina will play second, Devin Rodriguez is at first base, and Austin Green is the backstop. As he picks one out of the dirt, a changeup spiked in front of the plate, and Marshall has fallen behind Bortnick, 3 balls and no strikes.
And that's been an issue across the board for the Blue Crabs. In their last 7 games, they've issued a team 25 walks.
Fastball right down the middle as Marshall not going to give the free pass without a strike. Will bring the count to 3-1 against the number 2 hitter for the Barnstormers. 3-1, a fastball right down the middle again. Bortnick puts this one in play. Backhanded by Garcia. Long throw across the diamond in time. And 2 up, 2 down. Rest of the lineup for these Barnstormers. Right fielder Blake Galen will come to the plate now. The catcher, Ryan Castile, bats cleanup. Jimmy Paredes, a newcomer, just 3 games into his Barnstormer career, will bat 5th. The former major leaguer will DH in the game. The first baseman is Casey Hobson. He bats 6th. Third baseman Josh Bell in the 7th spot. Following him is the left fielder Grant Desmay. And the shortstop is Vladimir Frias rounding out the lineup. Umpiring crew in tonight's game behind the plate, Brian DeBrouwer. At first base, Eric Byram. And at third base, Drew Hoagland. A changeup misses outside on the first pitch to the dangerous bat of Blake Galen. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 fastball, low and in, 2 balls and no strikes.
Galen's been tearing it up over the last 10 games. He's hitting .419 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs.
Brett Marshall winds and delivers a 2-0, a towering pop-up in foul ground over by the third base bag. Martinez fighting the shadow, but he'll camp underneath it and easily make the play to retire the side. A perfect 1-2-3 inning starts the night for Brett Marshall. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base in the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Teodoro Martinez will lead it off as the Blue Crabs look to strike first against John Anderson when we return to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Sam Runyon, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network. Fans, join the Blue Crabs on Saturday night, August 18th, as we celebrate Southern Maryland's rich spiritual and religious community with Faith and Family Night. All night long, we will feature performances, prayer, and presentation from area religious and spiritual leaders, as well as post-game fireworks spectacular. Your minister, band, choir, or congregation can even participate. To be part of the festivities or to purchase tickets, please contact Group Sales at 301-638-9788 or visit somdbluecrabs.com.
Ladies, this is Corey Vaughn. Be sure to join us at the ballpark every Wednesday night for Wind Up Wednesday presented by Cove Point Winery. On select Wednesday nights throughout the year, ladies get in for just $5. You can also enjoy free wine samples from Cove Point as well as free services from Therapeutic Massage and Wellness. For more information and the available dates, please visit us online at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
The southpaw John Anderson has taken his final warm-up pitches, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first. Anderson will face the left fielder Teodoro Martinez to lead things off. Rest of the Blue Crabs lineup: after Teo, the shortstop Edwin Garcia bats second. First baseman Devin Rodriguez in the 3 spot. The designated hitter John Griffin bats cleanup. Third baseman Frank Martinez bats 5th. Angelo Sonko, the right fielder, bats 6th. Center fielder Corey Vaughn in the 7th spot. He's followed by the catcher Austin Green. And second baseman Angelis Nina rounds out the lineup. Anderson out of the windup, kicks and delivers. First pitch is put in play. Backhand from Frias. Long throw across. It looks like he got him by a step, and he did, says Eric Byram. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Anderson. A great play there, and a strong arm from Vladimir Frias has 1 down in the inning.
Anderson on the season, a 1-2 record with a 3.18 ERA. He's walked 11 batters and struck out 37.
Anderson has worked the majority of the season in relief. 26 appearances, just 4 of them have come as starts. His first pitch to Edwin Garcia misses outside, and the count at 1 ball and no strikes. Anderson got the start in a game that barely got underway before it finished up with the Blue Crabs, as he winds and delivers. Fastball right down the middle. 1-1 goes the count. That game went just about an inning and a half before the rain hit and ended up washing out the game. This tomorrow will be one of the 2 makeups of that was also scheduled to be a doubleheader, as Anderson gets one across here, 1-2. So that Sunday was expected to be a doubleheader. Instead, tomorrow will feature a doubleheader beginning at 11 a.m. The other game will take place in Lancaster when the Blue Crabs travel there in the upcoming weeks, as this one misses outside 2-2. That will take place somewhere in the September 7th through 9th series. 2-2 to count to the shortstop Garcia, as Anderson out of the windup kicks and delivers. A changeup is swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Edwin Garcia. 2 up, 2 down for the southpaw here.
Both pitchers going right through the lineups at the start of the game. We've seen 5 batters, all of them set down. A strikeout for each pitcher. It could be the signs of a kind of a rubber match.
Pitcher's duel could be coming here as Devin Rodriguez digs in for the lefty-lefty matchup. There is a little bit of weather concern in the radar upcoming. That's expected to hit maybe 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I've heard anywhere in that hour range, as Anderson kicks and delivers. A changeup low, 1 ball and no strikes. So a pitcher's duel wouldn't be all that bad. You have to get through 5 innings to be an official game, and I think with the pace at which these pitchers are pitching and pounding the zone, we could easily do that. The 1-0 upcoming to Rodriguez. This one sent out towards left field. A sinking line drive will dive in front of Grant Desmay, and aboard with a single is Devin Rodriguez. He goes the other way and stays hot. He's now 5 for 12 in the homestand.
Rodriguez's bat has really been picking up. We've seen it dip and dive a lot of times this year, as well as really elevate in terms of batting average, and right now it's in one of those inclines. That's a good sign for the Blue Crabs.
So a single extends the inning for John Griffin, which is all you can ask for out of Devin Rodriguez, because we've seen him extend innings to Griffin before and result in home runs. Let's see what the powerful bat can do now. Fastball misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. I was talking to Griffin before the game. He grew up not too far from where I grew up, just about an hour and a half north in Bradenton, Florida. I'm from Fort Myers. As Anderson comes set, 1-0 pitch upcoming. He kicks and delivers a fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Griffin actually played for a travel baseball team growing up, based out of Fort Myers. Head coach John Cederberg coached the Swiffle Elite team, is what it was called. They're actually still around. As the 2-0 upcoming, a stare down of Rodriguez now delivers. This one misses low. It's picked out of the dirt by Castillo, and the count at 3 balls and no strikes. Griffin went on to star at Lakewood Ranch High School in Bradenton before moving on to the University of Central Florida.
You look at states that can play year-round baseball. Now, understand, I'm a little jealous of that being from Iowa, but you look at states like Florida, California, Texas, it's just breeding grounds for baseball.
Fastball right down the middle, called strike 3 and 1. Pretty much all sports. You look at some of the greatest tennis academies come out of Florida. Texas is producing football talent at elite rates all the time. California, same with football, basketball, baseball. All of those just come pouring out of those states. It's where the best athletes go to train most days. Griffin with a big swing here, fouls it off, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And even outside of where they train, a lot of the times you're going to see them coming from there as well. If you kind of look through just any baseball roster, you're going to see a lot of guys that are from the states, obviously from those particular states.
You look on the Blue Crabs, they have 5 position players from California, 1 from Florida. Griffin, the only Florida native on the entire Blue Crabs team outside of Casey Delgado, who's a pitcher. Payoff pitch, Rodriguez on the move, a check swing. Did he swing? No, says the first base umpire Byram. And Griffin draws a walk.
And that's what we talked about. The Blue Crabs need to draw walks. Over the past 7 games, they've only drawn 9 walks in comparison to issuing 25 from a pitching standpoint. So getting free passes and not issuing them can be crucial.
Griffin does his part to keep the line moving, and now Frank Martinez will dig in. Martinez sporting the batting average still over 300. It's at 303 entering play for the switch-hitting third baseman. He bats from the right side here against the lefty. As Anderson kicks and delivers, first pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Martinez, you mentioned the season 303 average, even more impressive. When he's batting from the right side, he's hitting just south of 350.
Anderson comes set at his chest. Now kicks and delivers the 1-0. It's a fastball high as Anderson has begun to struggle with the command a bit. 9 balls to 7 strikes is not the ratio you're looking for to start your night. He's up near 20 pitches already, and that 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio that you're typically looking for is nowhere to be found. The 2-0 upcoming. See if Martinez has the green light here. Rodriguez dancing around to draw the attention of Anderson as a fastball is now swung on and missed. Martinez just a tick behind that one, and the count goes to 2-1.
And that's why having a great hitter in the 5-hole is so important. It can extend innings, and when they're extended, you have a guy like Martinez that comes up in a big spot in the first inning.
2-1 upcoming as Anderson kicks and delivers a line drive through the left side past the diving glove of Frias. Rodriguez will be waved around. The throw from Desmay comes in. The tag from Castile misses as Rodriguez slides in safe. An RBI single from Frank Martinez, and the Blue Crabs are on the board in the bottom of the first as they take an early 1-0 lead on the day.
And we know how important it is for the Blue Crabs to score first, but you look at how brilliant it is that you can turn 1-2 out single, extend it with a walk, and then get a big hit from Frank Martinez. I think you want to look back at that walk as well. The free passes are something you need to capitalize on.
An aggressive base running play there from third base coach and hitting coach Cash Beecham. Rodriguez was extending his secondary lead. He doesn't have the most elite speed on the team, but Beecham was waving him the whole time as he was telling him nobody was covering so that he could extend out that lead, and it cashes in with the run. The throw from Desmay was strong, just a hair late, as Angelo Sonko takes a big swing and fouls it off. So a good call there to get that extended lead, and it earns the Blue Crabs an early run.
And Coach Beecham was sending him from the second that ball was hit. Very aggressive. I like that move early in a game.
Blue Crabs are often very aggressive on the base pass, and it pays off this time. The 0-1 upcoming to Sonko as he looks to keep the line moving. A fastball in the outside corner. Called strike, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes on Sonko. He's 3 for 12 in the homestand to this point. Comes in with a .244 batting average, 1 home run, 17 RBIs. 0-2, a fastball misses high, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, not much speed at second in the form of Griffin, but with the infield having a shift on Sonko, Griffin's able to get a solid lead. Another hit, I imagine he'll be waved around and try to score the second run of the game as well.
Maybe slap something the other way if you're Sonko. A big gap in left center.
Breaking ball here, that one in the dirt. A nice job by Castile to keep it in front of him and hold the runner, so the count goes to 2-2.
Interestingly enough for Sonko, he's a guy that came into this past homestand really a hit-or-miss type guy. If he's going to get a hit, it was usually going to come in a multi-hit game, but over his last 3, he's hitting 1 for 4 in each of those games. Hopefully, if he's only going to get 1 hit tonight, it would come here.
The 2-2 upcoming. As Anderson goes up and in, Sonko has to lean out of the way, and the count runs full 3-2. So Anderson continuing to struggle with the command. His next pitch will be number 24 in this first inning.
And after those quick 2 outs, we were talking right away about a potential rubber match. And now all of a sudden things get out of hand and you find yourselves batting at least 6 in the bottom of the first.
The payoff pitch upcoming. The runners get a head start. Sonko slaps one off the screen to stay alive at 3-2. Gets a small piece of it, but just enough to keep battling in the at-bat. Get Griffin up to the quarter-century mark here. Get Anderson up to the quarter-century mark in the inning. The runners, Griffin and Martinez, will both get the head start once again. As Anderson sets, there go the runners. Payoff pitch, slapped the other way by Sonko. He does try to go that other way, but a bit too far, as the count will remain full.
And if nothing else outside of just extending this at bat, he's got to have the center and left fielders, Sanford and Desmay, thinking about where they want to shift now that they've seen Sonko go the other way 2 times in a row.
So the runners retreat as Anderson and Sonko continue to battle here. We'll see the third 3-2 pitch as the runners off once more. Fastball swung on and missed. Anderson elevated that a little bit past the bat of Sonko, and he's down on strikes. A pair of strikeouts in the inning, but 2 hits and a walk sandwiched in between those have the Blue Crabs on the board. They score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. They leave 2 men on base. But a 1-0 lead for Brett Marshall. Ryan Castile due up to lead things off in the second as Marshall back to work when we return to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Brandon Compton, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Pet lovers, kick off the Labor Day holiday right and join the Blue Crabs on Sunday night, September 2nd for our final Bark in the Park night of the season. The game has a special start time of 6:35, and the first fans through the gates receive Blue Crabs dog collars brought to you by 98.7 WMZQ. Call 301-638-9788 or visit somdbluecrabs.com for more information.
General Manager of your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Fastball up and in from Brett Marshall here. Starts the top of the second as he falls behind the catcher Ryan Castillo. 1 ball and no strikes. Marshall kicks and delivers the 1-0. A breaking ball catches the inside corner, and the count evens up 1-1. Heavily shifted infield for the right-handed bat of Castillo.
Not surprised if Castiel just tries to go right through that shift.
This one swung on, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Castillo. This one misses, and the count evens up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Castillo, 298 on the season, 9 home runs, 39 RBIs, and the coveted 2 stolen bases for a catcher. Breaking ball is swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Castillo. That's the second strikeout in the first 4 batters for Brett Marshall as he set down 4 in a row to start his night, and that'll bring up Jimmy Paredes, the designated hitter.
You mentioned Paredes, just a couple of games played on the season. This is 4th, hitting .222 through these first 3 games, the designated hitter.
Paredes takes first pitch, a called strike, and the count at no balls and 1 strike. Brett Marshall on the season, 2-3 with a 4.36 ERA for Southern Maryland, as he misses here 1-1. This is his 8th start for the Blue Crabs. He has 35 strikeouts in 45 1/3 innings. As a chopper back to the mound, Marshall will casually field and flip on to first, 2 up, 2 down.
You just hit the nail on that. I've never seen a pitcher field a ground ball so casually. When it was coming at him, I didn't know if he was going to catch it, to be honest. Just stuck out the glove and kind of flipped it over as if he was warming up. I love the casual fielding, and it shows you how confident he is.
He's pitching well to this point, 5 up, 5 down. When you look at the numbers for Marshall, who was picked up after a release from Sugar Land, he's 5th in the Atlantic League in strikeouts with the 2 teams combined, at 71 coming into play. The issue is he's also near the top in walks issued, as his first pitch here, a called strike, the count at no balls and 1 strike to the first baseman, K.C. Hobson. Marshall's issued 51 walks. That's tops in the league by 9.
And if you want to make it deep into a game as a starter, having a lot of strikeouts, yeah, that's a good thing, but that'll raise the pitch count. And then walks, obviously, the same. So try to keep the walks down tonight if you're Marshall.
This one rings up Hobson as he's down on strikes as well. 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts, including 2 in that inning. We'll head to the bottom of the second. When we return, Blue Crabs will look to add to their lead with the 7-8-9 on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for the latest and best in Blue Crabs gear? Look no further than the newly redesigned and restocked Crab Shack Team Store, anchored by EC Sports. The Team Store features everything from old favorites like game replica hats and t-shirts to novelty items and collectibles. You can visit our Team Store anytime 9 to 5, as well as during all home games. The Team Store is also available online by visiting somdbluecrabs.com and clicking the Store tab.
Hey fans, this is Craig Stem, pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Make sure you come out every Thursday for Foster's Grill Wings and Beer Night. For just $30, you can enjoy a ticket to the game and 2 hours of all-you-can-eat Foster's Wings and all-you-can-drink beer in the Legends Clubs from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Are you looking for the best place to entertain your group, large or small, this summer? Look no further than the Blue Crabs at Regency Furniture Stadium with our newly renovated luxury suites and Legends Club, as well as our brand new party suite. Our luxury suites have all new amenities and are sure to please your group, while our clean, upscale Legends Club can host up to 160 guests for a game or anytime. New for 2018, the Blue Crabs are excited to announce our brand new party suite for groups up to 50 guests. It's double the space for double the fun for double the group, just $20 per person. Call group sales at 301-638-9788 to book your group today.
Hey, this is Devin Rodriguez, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
7-8-9 due up here in the bottom of the second for Southern Maryland. Corey Vaughn, Austin Green, and Angelise Nina come to bat against John Anderson, whose first pitch hammered to deep center. Backing up is Sanford on full sprint. He reaches over his shoulder. That'll get down off the wall. Vaughn on his way to second. He'll cruise in there. A leadoff stand-up double, and the Blue Crabs are threatening right away here in the second inning.
What a great approach from Vaughn. A lot of the times you're going to see power hitters maybe just kind of take the first pitch, get a better feel for things. Anderson left one right over the heart of the plate. Vaughn made him pay. To be honest, with the speed of Sanford in center, I was worried he was going to make a Willie Mays-type catch out there.
We're looking at some of the best plays in baseball, and the Mays one came up. The Andrew Jones one where he climbs the wall and catches it over his shoulder. Very similar plays. It looked like Sanford might end up making one there, but it ends up getting down, and Vaughn's in scoring position for Austin Green. Anderson's first pitch, a fastball right on the inside corner, a called strike, 0-1. The Blue Crabs must have something in the scouting report, because that's the second time in 2 innings that the leadoff man has swung at the first pitch and hit the ball hard. Teodoro Martinez unfortunately hit it right at Vladimir Frias. Vaughn got a little more air under it and finds the center field wall. After the foul ball, the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Austin Green.
You mentioned that Anderson had a lot of work in relief. This is 4th appearance against the Blue Crabs. He had started one of those, as you mentioned. He's gone 3 2/3 total. He hasn't allowed a single run, and hitters are hitting just 167 coming into this game. You're right, they must have figured something out beforehand.
The 0-2, a fastball comes inside. Castile picked that out of the dirt, and the count at 1-2. The start for Anderson, in which he went a little over an inning, will not actually show up on his total stats. But maybe that start, they did find something out against him in the limited time they saw him. So all of his appearances, official appearances, I should say, to this point, have been those relief. As he elevates a fastball here, swung on and missed, and Green is down on strikes. 3 strikeouts for each pitcher now, as Anderson gets the first out here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up one of the hottest hitters on the team, Angelise Nina, works his way to the plate. 4 for 10 in the homestand to this point.
Nina caught fire probably a month ago, and he just hasn't been able to be extinguished since. He's one of those guys that just can't stop hitting the ball, hitting .311 since being traded to the Blue Crabs on May 21st.
Anderson steps off the back of the mound, and back into second goes Corey Vaughn. Teodoro Martinez is in the on-deck circle doing what Teodoro does. Currently it's waving at Edwin Garcia's daughter in the first row. First pitch coming up to Nina. It's a fastball that misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia's daughter, I believe, will turn 2 in November or December. It's coming up towards the end of the year. He awaits in the hole, the number 2 hitter in the Blue Crabs lineup, hoping for an opportunity if Nina and Teodoro can string something together. Change up here to Nina, misses inside, and the count at 2 balls and no strikes.
Nina was hitting south of 170 when he was acquired by the Blue Crabs. It's been a complete change of tides for the second baseman since that acquisition.
Amazing what a change of scenery can do every now and then as he takes a big cut here. That one's rolling down the line. It's going to stay on the line in fair territory. Castile will pick it up and fire to first. Nina is claiming that that hit his foot in the box, but that argument will fall on deaf ears as Nina is out number 2 in the inning. Vaughn does advance to third on the play, though, so an interesting play there. But the 2-3 put out has 2 down with Teodoro Martinez coming up. But prior to that, the third base coach, Cash Beecham, will have a quick conversation with DeBrouwer behind the plate and make sure that wasn't foul. Nina will head back to the dugout, and now a 2-out hit from Teodoro Martinez is necessary for a run to score. But when it comes to hitting at home, there's nobody better than Teo who could come through here.
Hitting .375 at Regency Furniture Stadium this season is Teo.
31 for 109. He's got his 1 home run here and 13 of his 23 RBIs as he takes off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. We mentioned he jumped on a first pitch fastball to lead things off in the bottom of the first. Hit it very hard into the 5-6 hole, but a backhand and strong throw from Frias got him in that inning. Let's see what he can come up with here as the 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Teodoro hitting .391 on the year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, so pretty promising if you're looking at it that way.
Vaughn with good speed. If something gets by the catcher Castile, he should be able to score as well. So a couple of options here as Anderson sets for the 2-0. Hitters count for Martinez as a fastball is swung on and missed. A big swing. And Teo actually got out in front of that fastball, and the count goes to 2-1.
You know it's got to be a good off speed if Teo gets in front of it. You mentioned just the 1 home run on the year, but if Teo gets a hold of one to center, Darian Sanford in center field is playing awfully shallow.
It already burned the Barnstormers once this inning when Vaughn found that hole. Let's see if Teodoro can do it as well as a fastball misses outside. 3-1 goes the count.
With Teo's speed, realistically, if that ball gets over him and hits the fence, that could be an inside the park home run for Teo.
Up the middle here, a chopper to his right is Tyler Bortnick. He'll field and flip on to first, and that will retire the side. A leadoff double for Vaughn, but nothing doing for the Blue Crabs. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the third. 7-8-9 to up for Lancaster. Josh Bell leads it off when we return to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, come celebrate the bluest birthday of them all on Friday night, August 17th. It's Pinch's birthday party with appearances by all of Pinch's mascot friends. After the game, stick around for a post-game cupcake drop brought to you by Pump It Up of Waldorf. That's right, cupcakes raining out of the sky from the outfield with prizes for some lucky contestants. For more information, visit somdbluecrabs.com/promotion or call 301-638-9788.
Hey kids, this is Daryl Thompson from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Don't forget, every Sunday is Kids Day at the ballpark, brought to you by Waldorf Orthodontics. Every Sunday home game, kids can enjoy a pregame autograph session with me and other players, $3 ice cream helmets all day long, and free admission to Pinch's Playground. Post-game, you can all come on the field and run the bases. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Casey Delgado, and you're listening to Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Brett Marshall back to work with a fastball to Josh Bell. That misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the hitting coach and third baseman for the Barnstormers. The switch hitter batting from the left side. 2-0 the count on Bell. This one misses low and in. 3 balls and no strikes. Bell has been very hot as of late. A pair of home runs in very limited action for the Barnstormers. This just the 6th game for him this season. A fastball misses outside, and he has drawn a 4-pitch walk. He'll head down to first. As the leadoff man in the inning, that'll bring in Grant Desmay.
That the first runner who's reached base off Marshall this evening here in the 3rd inning. So promising start to the night for Marshall. You'd love to see him continue.
So Desmay digs in, the former superstar prospect of the A's. A chopper towards third. We'll have to get you his story later as a 5-4-3 double play will put 2 down in the inning, and that's how you recover from a leadoff walk. A little help from the defense, but you throw yourself a ground ball, and you roll 2 to bring up the number 9 hitter with the bases empty.
Great play by Frank Martinez. You can't understate that. It's a really high chop ball, and a lot of times guys are going to try to rush that because of the high hop. He let it get to him and relied on Nina and Rodriguez to make good plays. They did, and good job bailing out your pitcher.
So Vladimir Frias digs in now, the shortstop hitting .316 with 5 home runs, 23 RBIs, an all-star this season. He got the start in the all-star game at shortstop as he takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Marshall kicks and delivers. Frias with a line drive towards right center. That's going to get down and 1 hop into the glove of Angelo Sonko. A good job by Sonko to cut it off in the gap, as Frias is aboard to extend the inning with a 2-out single and turn the lineup back over to the top. Darian Sanford will come up to bat. Frias does have good speed, so you got to be wary of him on the base pass. 11 for 12 in stolen base opportunities this year.
That just the first hit of the night for these Lancaster Barnstormers.
Sanford digs in. He's 0 for 1, struck out in his first at-bat. Now squares to bunt, pulls back on a fastball high, 1-0. Martinez playing very far in, a couple of steps onto the grass, but I don't know if he can ever play too close with Sanford up. If he gets the bunt down correctly, there's no throwing him out. Marshall sets for the 1-0, keeping an eye on Frias, who dives back in safely. Sanford attempting to lay down the bunt could just be serving as a distraction to allow Frias the opportunity to take off. Distract Austin Green maybe a little bit, getting his line of sight. As a called strike here, we'll even things up at 1-1.
You mentioned the 48 stolen bases on the year for Sanford, so clearly a lot of speed out of that box. You're right, a guy like him who has the approach that he has, if he gets it down, he's probably on.
1-1 upcoming. He squares to bunt again. Pulls back. A changeup misses just high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Marshall, a 5-pitch pitcher. Fastball, sinker, circle change, slider, and curveball. So he's got 2 pitches that come in on left-handed batters and 2 that tail away with the sinker and the changeup. He's ready now for the 2-1 pitch. Kicks and delivers. A chopper back behind the plate. And the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sanford's 48 stolen bases have him on pace to lead the league by far, but nowhere near his career high pace, in which he put up 99 stolen bases in 2016 with the Vallejo Admirals of the Pacific Association. Chopper towards first here. Rodriguez will field it just inside the line and tag the base himself. Marshall works around the leadoff walk and the 2-out hit. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base, and we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-3-4 due up when we come back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Cash Beecham, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for the latest and best in Blue Crabs gear? Look no further than the newly redesigned and restocked Crab Shack Team Store, anchored by EC Sports. The Team Store features everything from old favorites like game replica hats and t-shirts to novelty items and collectibles. You can visit our Team Store anytime 9 to 5, as well as during all home games. The Team Store is also available online by visiting somdbluecrabs.com and clicking the Store tab.
Hey fans, this is Sam Runyon, right-handed pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Make sure you come out every Thursday for Foster's Grill Wings and Beer Night. For just $30, you can enjoy a ticket to the game and 2 hours of all-you-can-eat Foster's Wings and all-you-can-drink beer in the Legends Club from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Kalaika Kaho'ohalahala, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
John Anderson back to work in the bottom of the third. First pitch swinging is Edwin Garcia as he fouls one off out of play down the right field line, 0-1. But Garcia keeps the trend going as the Blue Crabs batters continue to swing at the first pitch they see in the inning. This one misses and the count evens up. 1 ball and 1 strike to Garcia. 0-1 with a strikeout on the night. This one misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Garcia. 2-3-4 due up in the inning. Some good pop coming up after the shortstop in Devin Rodriguez and John Griffin. A called strike on the inside corner here, and the count evens up 2-2.
And I like the approach to swing at the first pitch, yet the ability to extend a lot of at-bats and get this pitch count high. It's a really good combination.
2-2 upcoming. A fastball misses low, and the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Anderson's command issues to this point have also helped drive up the pitch count. His next one will be his 45th through just 2+ innings. Pitch number 45 is grounded towards second. Bortnick over to his left will field and flip on to first for out number 1.
You're right.
Bring in Devin Rodriguez. Rodriguez 1 for 1, the only run scored in the game.
You're right. A lot of the command issues came up to that. But for a team that hasn't drawn a lot of walks, it's really hard to do, to both swing at first pitches and rise the pitch count. So it's really an ideal situation for the Blue Crabs.
It's worked to this point. They've got a lead. They have stranded 3 runners on base, though, so looking to cash in a little more as the game goes on. Rodriguez takes outside 1-0. He singled in his first at-bat, moved up on a walk, and came around to score on an RBI hit from Frank Martinez. 1-0, a chopper towards second here. Rodriguez hustling. Bortnick will pick it up, an underhand toss. And 3 straight ground outs to second now and 2 in this inning will bring John Griffin up with the bases empty.
Ever since that double that led off the second inning for the Blue Crabs coming off the bat of Corey Vaughn, nothing has gotten out of the infield after the aforementioned 3 ground outs to second base, a strikeout, and a ground out to the shortstop. Make that the catcher.
Griffin digs in now. He'll look to break the trend of 5 straight retired by Anderson as the lefty winds and delivers the first pitch, a fastball. Misses low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
I always like the way that Griffin comes into the box. He's so relaxed, and that kind of shows and speaks to the ability and how much he believes in himself.
A low strike call here will even things up at 1-1. Griffin hitting .267, 7 home runs and 16 RBIs. Pretty much even splits with the home runs home and road. He's got 3 home runs and 50 at-bats at home and 4 home runs and 51 at-bats on the road. RBIs are dead even, 8 apiece between the home road splits. Average a little higher at home, 280 to 255. A 2-1 count here as Anderson works out of the windup. Kicks and delivers a check swing from Gifford, but a called strike anyway, and the count will even up 2-2.
And it's always nice when somebody has a split that favors one of the two in some regards, but when a guy is consistent every day, night in, night out, no matter where you are, that's very reassuring to a coach.
Griffin hammers one to deep left center field. Sanford going back. He'll stop just short of the wall and make the catch. Solid contact there from Griffin, and the ball dies in center just short of adding another home run to the tally, but instead a 1-2-3 frame. And no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base in the inning. We'll head to the 4th, and when we come back, Brett Marshall back to work against the 2-3-4 on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, come on out Wednesday morning, August 1st for the Blue Crabs annual Camp Day. The fun under the sun starts at 11 a.m., so fans from all walks of life who can't usually catch the boys of summer play under the stars are invited to join. A special group rate for 20 or more of just $8 for a ticket or $13 for a ticket and a meal make it a great outing. Call group sales at 301-638-9788 or visit somdbluecrabs.com for more info.
Shopping for groceries in a clean, friendly store? That's smart. Shopping for groceries in a clean, friendly store and saving some money while you're doing it? That's wise. At Wise Markets, you'll find all your favorite brands, prices you'll appreciate. That means more meat for less money, more dinner for less dinero, and more milk for less moolah. Stop by a Wise Market today.
Eat better, spend less, that's wise.
Hey, this is Drake Britton, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Welcome back inside Regency Furniture Stadium. We head into the top of the 4th inning with a 0-1 lead in favor of the Blue Crabs. First pitch that comes in hits Tyler Bortnick. It hits him right in that left arm, and right away a runner on for the Barnstormers in the top of the 4th. And that will bring up the next batter, Bortnick. Make that after Bortnick. That brings up Blake Galen.
Galen was popped out on his first try. That went over to the left side, put out by Frank Martinez, the third baseman. 1-0 the count after a pitch misses on the outside corner.
That's back-to-back first pitch breaking balls for Marshall. See if maybe he tries to flatten something out here with a fastball.
He does just that, but it misses low and outside, and he falls behind in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. That hit by pitch, the second free pass issued on the evening by Brett Marshall. Won a walk, and now a hit by pitch. A curveball spiked in the dirt about 56 feet. That puts him down in his third 3-0 count of the evening.
He hasn't struggled with the command all too much in this outing. We've seen it at times this year. I mentioned he leads the league in walks, so.
A 4-pitch walk, missing low and outside. He knew it right away, did Blake Galen. The second 4-pitch walk of the evening, and that hurts if you're Marshall. On Marshall's last warm-up pitch of this past inning, it missed very, very high and inside. It went easily right to the backstop. He didn't request a new pitch, and I think that may have hurt his rhythm as the next batter to come up, Ryan Castile.
See if maybe the Barnstormers want to play small ball here and have their cleanup hitter lay down a bunt.
Swinging all the way was Castile. He fouls it off, and that will be an 0-1 count. But you're right, I wouldn't be surprised. You're trailing in a game where Marshall's been very dominant. As you see, the sky starting to get a little bit darker here. We mentioned the possibility of rain in the future. For the Barnstormers, that'd be the last thing they want to see. They had 4 consecutive rainouts and 4 consecutive days just a week ago.
2 of those were right here and 2 of them back home.
The 0-1 pitch slapped foul over to the right side, falling behind in the count. It's Castile 0-2. You like the job by Marshall getting ahead of this cleanup hitter. Castile hitting .417 with a pair of home runs and 9 RBIs over his last 5 games played. Marshall set on the mound for the 0-2 pitch. Comes in, and it'll be fouled straight back. The count remains at 0-2. You mentioned the command issues can at times come to handicap Marshall. The strikeout's not an issue at all. It'd be huge if you can get one right here against the power-hitting Castile. A look into Austin Green, the catcher. He's got his sign. Marshall comes home with the pitch, chopped up the middle, right in front of the shift. Rounding third base is Tyler Bortnick, and he'll score with ease, plating the first Barnstormer of this game. Now, if the Blue Crabs were not shifting Ryan Castile, that ball's a tailor-made double play. Hindsight 2020, obviously, but because of the shift, it gets right to the typical shortstop's positioning and plates a run.
That ties the game, and they're still threatening first and second with still nobody out. Maybe they didn't bunt with Castile, but they might with Paredes. We'll see what they want him doing. It looks like he'll swing away, though.
He does, and he does the same thing that Castile did on his first pitch of a bunt situation. Fouls it off his leg, strike number 1.
I'm a little surprised, especially with a guy like Casey Hobson on deck, who is more of a fly ball power type hitter. Waiting in the wings, he could easily get underneath something and bring home a run, but it looks like the Barnstormers will like to let the bigger bats swing away.
That is what they'll do. It is a little perplexing, especially in a tie ball game, as a changeup catches downstairs to the dismay of Paredes, but nonetheless 0-2 the count. Paredes, the designated hitter for the Barnstormers in today's lineup, making just his 4th start of the season.
He was acquired at the end of the Barnstormers' trip here to Southern Maryland last week.
He'll see a pitch and hit it foul over towards his own dugout. The count stays at 0-2. Paredes, a former Philadelphia Philly. Back when he was with the Phillies, he had a good, long career. Excuse me, not the Phillies. He only played with the Phillies in his very last season. His best season came when he hit .302 back in 2014. He'll foul one, but it gets right back into the back of the glove of Austin Green. Going down on strikes is Paredes, and that's a big one for Marshall.
That puts him in a spot where he can get another ground ball from Hobson, who's only hitting .184 this year.
Mentioned he's more of a fly ball power hitter, but if he can roll over on one, not a ton of speed for the first baseman, and that could end an inning and get back into the dugout with the tie game, give your offense a chance to pick you back up and take the lead.
And they've been really seeing the ball well off the opposing pitcher, John Anderson, to this point in the game. So you don't feel too uncomfortable as the ball's hit looping to left field. Teodoro Martinez gives chase, and it hits off the manual scoreboard in left field. That'll score one. The second run that could have come around to score is halted at third. The brakes are put on, not before the damage has been done. The Barnstormers take a 2-1 lead on an RBI double from K.C. Hobson.
Hobson got under that when he did exactly what he needed to do. Marshall threw a pitch that he wanted to, especially with Hobson being mostly a pull hitter. He threw over the outside corner, trying to get Hobson to roll over on something, but a good job of hitting there as he goes the other way and lifts it up over the head of Martinez for the double.
Off the bat, I was wondering if Teodoro Martinez wasn't going to be able to play that ball. Kept going a little bit longer than I originally thought. And that brings up Josh Bell, who got on base his first plate appearance on a 4-pitch walk. You mentioned Bell, the hitting coach, playing in just his 6th game this season, hitting 188 with a pair of home runs and a pair of RBIs as he takes on the outside corner. Ball 1. With the 8-9 having weaker batting average in this lineup, you think about potentially intentionally walking one of them, possibly, Brandon, as strike one crosses?
You run the risk of letting Desmay do some damage in the next spot, and if Desmay doesn't roll into an inning-ending double play, then you've got to face Vladimir Frias, who leads the team with a .316 average. So if you walk Bell, you're really putting all your eggs in the basket of a double play to end the inning. Otherwise, you've got to face one of the top hitters in the league.
It does not appear as they'll think about walking Bell as he goes into a 1-2 count after fouling one off to the right side. Bell, the third baseman for the Barnstormers. He'll dig back into the left-handed batter's box to face off against the right-handed pitching Marshall. This pitch bounced in the dirt. Marshall falls on the pitch. He's slow to get up and immediately grasps at his hip flexor. Green was able to be a barricade behind the plate and stop the ball from getting too far away. So the count goes to just 2-2 with no runs scored. But you wonder if the health of your starter is in any question. Bell will dig back in after a interesting, to say the least, 1-2 that's made the count even at 2-2. Pretty straight-up defense for the Blue Crabs. A little bit of a pull shift to the left-handed hitting Bell. Marshall comes home with a 2-2 and a curveball rings up Bell on the outside corner. Looking strike number 3, and it couldn't have come at a bigger spot.
Marshall flipped that curveball up there, and it came right back, a backdoor breaking ball. Sits Bell down looking, and that puts him in a spot where he can get somebody hitting just 207 to finish the inning instead of having to face the aforementioned Frias.
3 2/3 through this ballgame. Brett Marshall with 5 strikeouts. You mentioned him in the top 10 in the Atlantic League in strikeouts. As the batter Grant Desmay comes up, takes on the outside corner, 1-0 the count. Desmay, as we mentioned, with a very interesting story. The former MVP of the Arizona Fall League, one of the most coveted prospect talent showcases there is. He pops one foul after he was the MVP of that team, make that the league, as the count goes to 1-1. He ended up retiring for 8 years to become a priest, and then last time the Barnstormers were here in Southern Maryland, Desmay came out of retirement and went 3 for 3 in his first game in 8 years. You get a lot of interesting stories in baseball. Don't hear too many quite like that, as Desmay, a very fun story to hear about. The 1-2 hit foul over towards the right side, and Desmay will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Look at some guys that have come out of that Arizona Fall League and that have been named the Arizona Fall League MVPs. A lot of big names come to mind. And Desmay, as we mentioned, when he was in the minor league system. He had the only 2020 year out of anybody in the minors. As a ball will be bounced in the dirt, Desmay goes down swinging on a drop third strike. And back-to-back strikeouts will strand 2 for the Barnstormers. They are able to plate 1. That comes on 2 hits and no errors for the Blue Crabs. We're through 3.5 innings of baseball played. A 2-1 score in favor of the Blue Crabs sends us into the bottom of the 4th. When we come back, the Blue Crabs send to the plate their 5-6-7. Frank Martinez, Angelo Sanco, and Corey Vaughn when we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Austin Green, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, come celebrate the bluest birthday of them all on Friday night, August 17th. It's Pinch's birthday party with appearances by all of Pinch's mascot friends. After the game, stick around for a post-game cupcake drop brought to you by Pump It Up of Waldorf. That's right, cupcakes raining out of the sky from the outfield with prizes for some lucky contestants. For more information, visit somdbluecrabs.com/promotion or call 301-638-9788.
Hey kids, this is Drake Britton, pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. If you're under 12 years old, make sure to check out our Chick-fil-A Backfin Buddies program. For just $15, kids will receive free admission to every Friday home game this season, as well as a Backfin Buddies t-shirt and Pinch pencil pouch. During the games, all members wearing their t-shirt get to go on the field for the High Five Tunnel, as well as free admission to the kids' park and a free ice cream helmet. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Jose Gonzalez, and you are listening to the Blue Crab Broadcast Network.
Welcome back inside the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network. The first batter to come up for the Blue Crabs in this bottom of the 4th inning. Frank Martinez, the switch-hitting third baseman, comes up from the right side and takes a hack at a ball, sends it and loops it into left field, dropping right over the third baseman, Bell, but unable to make it extra bases as Frank Martinez. That's doing something on a first pitch with a ball that doesn't seem like it really has too much on it. Not too much you can do with a pitch like that. Martinez doing what he can and bloops it into left field for a first pitch leadoff single. That brings up Angelo Sanco. Sanco 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. If you take into account a quality at bat, he did have an 8-pitch at bat, so many would consider that to be a quality at bat. Martinez, a short lead at second, a good scoop from Castile, digging out a ball in the dirt off the fingers of Anderson, makes the count 1-0. The left-hander Anderson back on the bump. The Blue Crabs have struggled against left-handed pitching this season, just 7-17 against teams that throw lefties to start the game. Interestingly enough, the Blue Crabs are hitting .271 against lefties, as opposed to .261 against right-handed pitchers. A ball chopped foul and hard over to the right side will make the count 1-1 to Sanco. So 10 points better against left-handed pitching, but a much worse overall record against left-handed pitching. Speaking of left-handers, Sanco a left-hander. Interestingly enough as well, he also hits much better against left-handed pitching. He awaits the Anderson 1-1 that misses upstairs, and that puts Sanco ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sanco just the single home run on the year. He had 24 last season for the Long Island Ducks. That was good for top 5 in the Atlantic League. Anderson's 2-1 driven deep to right field. That ball has home run distance. It gets down to the right field corner. That should score 1. Cash Beecham, the third base coach, waving Frank Martinez around. The throw comes in. Diving into third base is Angelo Sanco. Barely able to keep his fingertips on third base. and he'll slide in feet first with his first triple of the season, coming in with an RBI, and it plates the Blue Crab to even up the score at 2-2.
That ball hit right off the top of that wall in right field. You said it had home run distance off the bat, and I thought it did. The wind is blowing a little bit in and a little bit to left field, and it hits off the top of the wall and ends up staying in the park. But Sonko never took for granted that he hit one out. That's what you love to see. He was running the whole time and ends up getting a triple out of it, his first of the year.
That ball had home run distance written all over it, absolutely clobbered by the pitcher. Make that the right fielder, Angelo Sonko, hit it right to his counterpart right fielder, and that draws Ross People, the manager for the Lancaster Barnstormers, out of the dugout. Staying on the mound is John Anderson, but after a couple of words from his coach and his whole infield, he'll stay on the bump. The sky continues to get darker here in southern Maryland. You never know when that rain may strike, as we've seen it many times here throughout this last week. We mentioned the Barnstormers have ran into some rain troubles. They've been rained out of 4 games just in this past week. The infield comes in to try to cut down a ground out that could be Vaughn, trying to cut off Angelo Sonko at home, as 0-1 the count to the power-hitting Vaughn. Last time Vaughn was up, he hit a double off the batter's eye in center field. 0-1 pitch drilled to the left side. That ball has home run distance. It'll stay at the warning track, but tagging up is Angelo Sonko. Sonko gets into home with ease, and he'll stroll in to break this 2-2 tie we see. Puts the Blue Crabs up in favor of the Barnstormers, 3-2 on a sac fly coming off the bat of Corey Vaughn. Sonko scores after his RBI triple, plating 2 Blue Crabs and 3 batters here in the bottom of the 4th. That gives us relatively a new inning in terms of base runners and situational. That brings up Austin Green with none down and 1 on. First pitch Green sees, fouled back into the screen, 0-1 the count to the catcher. We've seen a couple of times this evening the center fielder Darian Sanford playing Blue Crab shallow. He has not done that against the power bats of Griffin and Vaughn, but against Green he's doing just that. Second pitch to Green, chopped over to the left side, gobbles on a couple of hops. Swinging across the infield is the shortstop Frias, and that puts away the second Blue Crab of this 4th inning. 2 down, none on, brings up the 9-hole hitter, Angelis Nina. The second baseman has very well redefined, or solidified, should I say, the term second leadoff hitter. The 9-hole is batting .311 in his time as a Blue Crab. He just finds ways to get on base. He'll await the Anderson first pitch, a change-up, catches upstairs, and that makes the count 0-1 to Nina. Nina taps the plate a couple of times, and he'll await the lefty's delivery out of the windup. A half-hearted swing finds himself in the dirt, and that makes the count 0-2 to Nina. The former Colorado Rockies top prospect will dig back into the right-handed batter's box. Anderson ready right away, and that made Nina call time. It was granted by the home plate umpire Brian DeBrouwer. That makes us set back up for the 0-2. Coming in off the hands of Anderson, swings through a high fastball, does Nina, and that puts away back-to-back-to-back Blue Crabs, but not before they can plate 2 runs. That comes on 2 base hits. No runners left on base and no errors in the inning. Puts us through for complete. When we come back, it's Brett Marshall back up on the mound with a newfound lead and looking to protect it. We'll have it right here for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Ryan Strasburger, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, what's more American than baseball and a barbecue cookout? Quite frankly, the two go together like stars and stripes, rockets and red glare, and liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
So when you come to Regency Furniture Stadium's all-you-can-eat picnic pavilion, you get both at a great price. The best part is that groups from 20 to 400 plus can enjoy the picnic pavilion, and when you include this home run of a deal with the kids park, paddle boats, and on-field fun, you have a grand slam of an opportunity. Call today at 301-638-9788 to speak with a sales executive or visit somdbluecrabs.com for more information.
This is Rick Meehan, Mayor of Ocean City, Maryland. For everyone who's put off planning a vacation this summer, I've got good news for you. Ocean City, Maryland is a procrastinator's paradise. We've got 10 miles of free beach, an amazing 3-mile boardwalk, golf, fishing, shopping, dining, and free events 7 nights a week, including fireworks, boardwalk light shows, dance parties, and movies right on the beach. It's not too late. Book a visit today at ococean.com. That's ococean.com.
Welcome back inside Regency Furniture Stadium. We head into the top of the 5th inning with a Blue Crabs 3-2 lead. That lead was gained back in the bottom of the 4th with a pair of runs scored. One coming on an RBI double from Angelo Sanco. Make that a triple, and then a sac fly scored the second as the batter comes in the form of Vladimir Frias, 1-0 the count. He'll take high and outside, making the count 2-0 to the shortstop. 316 on the year is Frias. Coming home with the pitch, Marshall. Frias thought about showing the bunt and then pulled back after the pitch misses well outside. That makes the count 3-0. Marshall out of the windup. He'll come home with the 3-0. Get me over fastball, does its job and evens the count. Makes the count 3-1. Marshall coming home with his 3-1. He'll miss high and outside and put some speed on the bases via the free pass. A 5-pitch walk puts Vladimir Frias on for the leadoff runner in the inning. The 9-hole hitter reaches base and flips the lineup back to the top. That means Darian Sanford comes to the plate with an 0-2 record to his ledger to this point on the day. Sanford always a threat to the bunt, one of the fastest guys you're ever going to see. He does show the bunt. Marshall comes into field. It's going to take a tough play. He throws on a hop, and that gets past the first baseman, Devin Rodriguez, but an absolutely brilliant recovery by the second baseman, Angelis Nina. I understand that it's great that he was there, but the ability to actually stop that ball was even more brilliant. An error on the pitcher will put the second Barnstormer of this inning on base, and back-to-back reach to bring up the 2-hole hitter, Tyler Bortnick. Bortnick 0 for 1 on the day. He reached once via the hit by pitch. Bortnick shows bunt. He'll pull back. A good decision by the second baseman. Makes the count 1-0.
Seen some interesting gamesmanship going on here between the managers. You saw Peoples call time and try to slow the game down when his team was in danger. Now he's trying to speed it up, get through. They know the rain is coming. They're not sure how long. And now small ball is taking effect a little earlier than maybe you'd think you'd see it in a game.
You're exactly right. Typically you see 7, 8, 9, the small ball really come into effect. But in this ball game, when you see the clouds continuing to get darker and darker, it becomes more and more important to try to get a run across. 2-0 pitch from Marshall will have to wait as he'll spin back to make sure Frias stays close at second. A combined 59 stolen bases on the season for Sanford and Frias, who stand at first and second. Bortnick shows bunt again, but missing downstairs is the pitcher Marshall, which makes the count 3-0 for the 4th time on the evening from the righty.
Marshall being a little too cute here. You saw a slider there, a change up the pitch before. If somebody wants to give you an out, sometimes you just got to take it and hit their bat with a fastball and just let them get it down and see what happens.
The give me over fastball comes on the inside corner, 3-1 the count, but you're right. If somebody wants to give you an out, let them give you the out in the game of baseball. Sometimes you got to do that because it seems like at this point you're either going to walk him or he's going to lay it down. You may as well get the out.
You've already got 5 strikeouts. You could probably get one from Galen to get you out of trouble.
Bortnick does lay down the button. A good one. Gets past the pitcher, Brett Marshall, as a beautifully executed bunt will result in the bunt single. But in that situation, you show the bunt. And then that draws a couple of people out of position. Martinez over to third. Garcia to cover third. Martinez then comes in, which leaves that empty gap towards the shortstop. A very well-placed bunt from Bortnick. Loads the bases with none down.
Well, we had just said he was trying to give you an out, and then he ends up bunting for a hit as he found a perfect hole, and that'll bring Frisbee out of the dugout for a conference with his starter. But when you've got 2 guys on like that, you've got a shortstop crashing to second, a third baseman trying to field the ball. There is that hole there, and Bortnick hit it just hard enough that Marshall, who falls off as a right-hander to the first base side, couldn't recover and get back to the third base side there.
So Galen comes up on the season for Galen. 61 RBIs on the year. He'll dig in with an 0 for 1 credit to his name. He reached on a walk. Ball 1 misses upstairs, and Marshall's got to start coming after batters in this inning. He's at risk of walking one home. He worked out of a 2-runner in scoring position jam last inning, only allowing 1 run.
Galen, no stranger to the bases loaded. He's already 4 for 12 on the season with 15 RBIs. Might have another one here.
Ball lifted into deep left. That should be a sac fly. A great throw by Teodoro Martinez. Cuts off a runner, and then a throw to first. And then a throw to third follows. A very interesting decision by the Blue Crabs. Will end up in a sac fly off the bat of Galen. His second, make that 62nd RBI on the season. But a great throw by Martinez. He tries to throw out the runner at third. He had him. He gets him in the pickle. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, a throw across the infield allows runners on the corners with 1 down.
It's a heads-up move by Sanford, too. He needs a little bit of credit for recognizing the throw from Martinez went across and using his speed to get to a spot where another fly ball, this time from Ryan Castillo, could bring him home.
Speed can kill in the game of baseball as a fake steal won't come to any abolition. A ball will miss in the dirt, making the count 1-0 to the cleanup hitter, Ryan Castillo. 3-3 your score here in the top of the 5th inning. Check over to first. Comes back safely, does Galen. Despite the power that Galen has, he has 17 home runs, 61 RBIs on the season, 62 with that sac fly. He still has 12 stolen bases on the season. As a fake check over to first, and then a throw back to third doesn't come back in. But folks, that's one you don't see outside of high school baseball at the most. It's a play that they've outlawed at the major league level, not the way he did it. The third to first play is outlawed when you lift your leg and go to third and then throw to first. Completely legal move at all levels from Marshall. Ends up with nothing to show for it as a ball chopped in the left side. Rounding second right away is Blake Galen. He comes flying into third base, and the ball hits off of Galen. So that's a saving grace for the Blue Crabs as a throw in is wild but hits off the runner. Never mind all the extra commotion. At the end of the day, it goes in the scorebook as an RBI single, the second of the sorts for Ryan Castillo on the evening. That puts the Barnstormers ahead by a score of 4-3. We saw a single run scored between the two teams in the first third of this ballgame. That was a Blue Crabs run coming in the bottom of the first. Since then, we've seen a total of 5 combined runs between the two teams. Strike 1 catches the outside corner to the batter, Jimmy Paredes. This Paredes' second at bat in as many innings as the former major leaguer will step into the box. He'll take ball 1 downstairs. That evens the count at 1-1. Paredes' best major league season was in the season in which he played the most games. He played 104 games with the Baltimore Orioles back in 2015, and he batted .275, 10 home runs and 42 RBIs. He then played in 2016 and 2017 and has not made it back since as the count runs to 1-2 to the designated hitter. Marshall comes home with the 1-2, a ball lofted that'll stay in the infield. Edwin Garcia, the shortstop, calls off the ball, and he'll take it and catch it himself. And a fly out to the shortstop puts 2 away with runners still on the corners for the Barnstormers. 2 down and 2 on brings up K.C. Hobson. 1 for 2 on the day is Hobson, and he has a double with an RBI tacked onto it, as well as a strikeout looking that ended the second inning. Hobson digs into the left-handed batter's box. Marshall, the set here, comes home. Chopper over to the right side, gets fouled, and that puts Marshall ahead in the count. No balls and 1 strike.
That pop-up was a big out there for Marshall. It gives him a variety of options to get out of the inning, but more importantly, he kept a guy with some pop in his bat, Paredes, in the infield instead of allowing another sacrifice fly to keep it a 1-run game.
Going on the pitch is Paredes. Now coming home, Edwin Garcia has to dive and tag. He gets the runner out, but I believe the run will score. It sure does. A very interesting play we see in that inning. Throw down to second on a first and third move. Gets the runner, but not before the run can score. So in this inning, Brandon, we see 2 not juvenile plays, but plays you see at the lower levels. You see a first to third move from Brett Marshall, and then a first and third running situation. Typically plays you see at Little League, but they come to work here.
Both of them actually paid off. Marshall had him dead to rights at third if he makes a better throw, and that one ends up paying off for the Barnstormers with a run. So they scored 3 runs in the inning on 3 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base, and they retake the lead. 5-3 the score, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Blue Crab's going to have to respond when we come back.
And we'll have it right here for you when we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is David Wayne Russo, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Calling all Jedis, please report to Regency Furniture Stadium on July 28th for Star Wars Night, as the Blue Crabs take on Long Island. This night will feature an appearance by Jedi Saber Combat and a post-game fireworks spectacular. For more information on this or other exciting events throughout the season, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com, or you can call us at 301-638-9788.
This is Brandon Compton, right-handed pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Join our team every Friday home game as we honor those who serve our country by remembering everyone deployed. Every Red Friday, the team will wear red jerseys, brought to you by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. All active and former military members receive $5 tickets with their ID. For more information or to get tickets today, please visit us online at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Corey Vaughn, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Welcome back inside the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network. We head into the bottom of the 5th with the Blue Crabs trailing by a score of 5-3 at the hands of the Lancaster Barnstormers. Anderson's final warm-up pitch was well outside of the glove of his catcher, Ryan Castile. We've seen that twice in this ballgame, once from the starter for the Blue Crabs, Brett Marshall. After he did just that, he had a very erratic inning. Not following the trend is the pitcher, John Anderson, as he crosses with strike 1 to Teodoro Martinez. The 0-1 to Martinez misses at his feet, or so it appeared. It makes the count 0-2 as a ball catches high and inside. We see some storm clouds brewing in the distance. A couple of lightning strikes may call this game to a delay shortly. Teo drills one back up the middle, fielding on a couple of hops is Bortnick, and a nice play will retire the leadoff batter, Teodoro Martinez, for out number 1. That brings up the second hitter in the Blue Crabs lineup, Edwin Garcia. Garcia 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a ground out to the second baseman. First at bat came in the first inning, second came in the third, and fittingly enough, the third will come in the fifth. Garcia hitting .351 over his last 5 games as the team's MVP of last season will dig in for the first pitch from Anderson. Anderson, a long look into Castile. He's got his sign, and then the lefty rocks and fires. This one drilled over to the right side. If it stays fair, it should be extra bases, and it does stay fair. That ball drops in the alley, and Garcia rounds second base. He's heading towards third. It could be a dive-in slide. Here he comes, feet first, and the second Blue Crabs triple of the evening comes off the bat of the shortstop, Edwin Garcia, for a one-out triple, putting a runner 90 feet away from making this a one-run ball game for your Blue Crabs. That brings up Devin Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the evening, 1 for 2. He also has scored a run in this ball game. He started a string of Blue Crabs hits back in the first that ended up plating 1. A 2-out rally came to help the Blue Crabs' efforts, as here in the top of the 5th, make that the bottom of the inning. The Blue Crabs would like to do the same. Rodriguez awaits the left-handed pitching Anderson's first pitch. It'll miss downstairs. Ahead in the count is Rodriguez, 1-1. In 81 games played this season, the Blue Crabs came in with just 18 triples. They didn't have a triple in their first 25 games of this season, but 2 here tonight. Ball 2 misses downstairs from the lefty Anderson, and that puts the first baseman Rodriguez ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Big-time triple coming off the bat of Edwin Garcia. The other triple on the night coming from Angelo Sanco. It was an RBI triple in the bottom of the 4th. Rodriguez fooled by a breaking ball that puts him a little closer to being even in this count. 2-1 the count to the team's batting champ in history when Devin Rodriguez, in his first year as a Blue Crab last season, set the Blue Crabs hitting record by going .364 on the season. The line score for each team reads as follows. The Barnstormers had 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors. The Blue Crabs have 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Set for the 2-1 delivery as Rodriguez takes that pitch and sends it right back into the netting, and that equalizes the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez hitting .269 with 4 home runs and 23 RBIs on the season. We mentioned his triumphant hitting efforts last season. The Barnstormers helped him with that a lot as he hit .375 against this Lancaster team last season. Set at the shoulders for the 2-2 is Anderson. Rodriguez drills this one over to the right side. It gets through the infield and escapes into right field for the second Blue Crabs single, make that hit of this game, inning, and that brings home a run in the form of Edwin Garcia. The triple brings so much to the plate. It's one of the most rare hits in all of baseball, and it comes back to help the Blue Crabs bring their way back into this ballgame as they cut this deficit to just 1, 5-4, still in favor of the Barnstormers. Rodriguez's first RBI of the day. He's also scored a run. He's 2 for 3 on the evening. If you can see into the distance, the storm clouds continue to get darker and darker here in southern Maryland. We mentioned when we hosted the Barnstormers in town just a week ago, 2 of the 4 that were scheduled for that series were rained out. That makes us end up having a doubleheader home day tomorrow where the Blue Crabs will play at both 11 and whatever comes after that. So a one-out single that scores one brings up John Griffin. Griffin, an ever-present threat in this Blue Crabs lineup. The left-handed Anderson deals, and John Griffin sends one high into left field. Grant Desmay comes under it. Calling him off was Darian Sanford. And a high pop-up will put out the second Blue Crab of this fifth inning. It's the second time John Griffin sent one into the skies of this night. Both of them have hung up just a little bit short. But it makes you a little bit nervous if you're John Anderson, should he face John Griffin once more. 2 down and 1 on. That runner stands on first in the form of Devin Rodriguez. Brings up Frank Martinez. 2 for 2 on the night as Martinez, including an RBI single back in the first. First pitch from Anderson misses high and outside. Causes catcher Castile to have to leap and catch the ball. 1-0 the count. Anderson set at the shoulders for the pitch. Here comes the 1-0. A belt-high pitch swung through by the third baseman Frank Martinez, and that evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Seven hits for the Knights on the Blue Crabs. Anderson coming home with the 1-1. This one taken upstairs. And back ahead in the count is the third baseman. 2-1 the count. The switch hitting Martinez is hitting .349 from the right side of the plate as opposed to .303 on the season. .303, the leading batting average for Southern Maryland this season, as a slider will work its way inside to the dismay of John Anderson. That puts Frank Martinez into a hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Should this inning continue, Angelo Sanko awaits on deck, Corey Vaughn in the hole. These teams neck and neck in the Freedom Division. The Blue Crabs trying to gain an edge as they sit just a half game back of Lancaster. A check over to first from Anderson, comes back to reap no benefits. Back in safe was Rodriguez. Ready for his 3-1 delivery is Anderson. This one dubbed off the end of the bat. Right back into the backstop, and that runs the count full for the third time on the evening, off of the hands of John Anderson. So going on the pitch, you'd have to imagine, is Devin Rodriguez, who's already scored a run in a crucial situation this evening. Scored on a single when he was originally standing at just second base. Going on the pitch is Rodriguez. This one tanked high in the air for Darian Sanford in center field. He's got his eyes on it, and he puts it away with ease for out number 3. In the bottom of the 5th inning for the Blue Crabs, they come home with 1 run. That comes on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base, and no errors. We head into the top of the 6th inning of baseball, and the Blue Crabs send Brett Marshall back to the mound for his 6th inning of work. We'll have it right here for you when we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Fans, is your family or work holiday party looking for a venue this coming fall or winter? Look no further than the newly renovated Legends Club at Regency Furniture Stadium, brought to you by the Blue Crabs. Numerous food and drink options and great flexible features mean the Legends Club will make your event the hit of the season. Call a sales executive today at 301-638-9788 for more information, or visit somdbluecrabs.com.
This is Austin Green from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Join us every Tuesday home game as we turn 2 with our new Double Play Tuesdays. These nights, tickets are buy one, get one free in the box office, as well as BOGO on select items at the concession stands. For more information or to get tickets today, please visit us online at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Drake Britton, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
5-4 the score as we head to the top of the sixth. Casey Hobson will lead things off in the inning. A line drive down the first baseline that gets past Rodriguez and will head down to the right field corner. Hobson around first on his way to second as he'll cruise in with his second double of the day. And the Barnstormers have a man in scoring position here right away in the top of the sixth. Marshall's pitch count relatively high on the night. That double was his 80th pitch, but no action to speak of yet in the Blue Crabs bullpen. You can see the skies darkening greatly here in southern Maryland. Lightning strikes are coming across as a light rain has begun to fall here. Marshall comes set. Kicks and delivers the first pitch to Josh Bell. A changeup misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tommy Shirley, the former Barnstormer, has begun to stretch and throw down in the Blue Crabs bullpen. The 1-0 is fouled off, and the count evens up 1-1. After a relatively quiet first 3 innings, the offense has exploded here in the last 2. 8 runs in the 2 innings between the teams, 5 for the Barnstormers, 3 for Southern Maryland. As Bell with a blooper back towards the mound, Marshall picks it up and fires to third. The tag from Martinez in time to cut down Hobson trying to advance. It'll go as a fielder's choice, 1-5 putout for out number 1 in the inning. As Marshall makes a heads-up play with the help of Martinez barking third. They get the lead runner, and now a double play from Grant Des make it in the inning. We knew the rain was coming. We said it would happen between 8 and 9. The storm sped up a little bit. It's here a little earlier than expected. The Blue Crabs trail by 1, although this would be an official game if it finished up right here. You know Southern Maryland wants at least the ups one more time in the bottom half of this inning to get their shot if the rain does come harder, which is expected to do later in the day. The 0-1 upcoming. Marshall kicks and delivers. A check swing. Misses high. 1-1. What's up? I'm on air. You are? Yeah, I can. Okay. All right, bye. 1-1 the count. A breaking ball, a towering fly ball towards right field. Sonko loses it. Now at the last second, finds it running, will make the catch on full sprint for out number 2. So Sonko loses it up in the dark sky, but finds it at the last second. So with a man on first and 2 down, Vladimir Frias, who already has 2 hits on the night, digs into the box. Marshall sets for the 1-0. A breaking ball swung on and fouled off the other way. 1 ball and 1 strike the count now. Marshall looking to get out of this inning as the rain has become a little bit heavier here. Nothing too much to worry about at this point, but definitely keeping an eye on it. The Blue Crabs have Sonko, Vaughn, and Green coming up in the bottom half. A swing and miss here on the 1-1 is bringing the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes as Marshall looks to get through this 6th inning. A check on first, but back in standing is Bell. A changeup misses low, and the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Frias taking his time outside the batter's box here as he digs back in now. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Runner off, the pitch misses, the throw down, Garcia grabs and tags, and that will end the inning. A caught stealing, retires the side. So a little bit of defensive help, no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base, or nobody left on base, excuse me. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Angelo Sonko leads things off when we return to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is James Frisbee, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, on Friday night, September 14th, the Blue Crabs will honor all of those brave men and women who risk their lives for ours every day as we host First Responders Night. First responders will receive special ticket discounts, and active and retired military can too, as it is the final Remember Everyone Deployed Friday night, brought to you by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. That night, the Blue Crabs will auction off their red jerseys for a worthwhile military charity. It's also College of Southern Maryland's 60th birthday bash, brought to you by College of Southern Maryland Alumni and Friends Connection. So whatever your reason, come finish the regular season with the Blue Crabs. Get your tickets today at somdbluecrabs.com or call 301-638-9788.
Washington sports fans, rock your red, wear your curly W's, and break out your burgundy and gold for Washington Sports Night on Friday night, August 10th. That night, there will be a special Washington Sports t-shirt giveaway for the first fans in attendance, so arrive early, and don't miss a special appearance by the racing presidents from Nationals Park. To get your tickets today, stop by the E-Trepid box office, visit somdbluecrabs.com, or call 301-638-9788.
Back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network, as you can see, the tarp is on the field. The rain got a lot heavier out of nowhere as we tried to go into the bottom of the sixth. So with the score at 5-4, we will enter a rain delay. It's expected to rain near about an hour, but it is expected to pass. Obviously a very competitive game, a very close game. Both teams are going to want to finish this, and we are going to do our best to do that. So we'll keep you updated with any news we have, but as of right now, the tarp's on the field, and we are entering a rain delay. So stay tuned with us. Stay up to date with everything. We'll keep updating on Twitter and Facebook with any news we have, as well as here at the ballpark, and work to get this game the rest of the way through. 5-4 the score as we head to the bottom of the sixth, but right now, the rain delay. So stay with us as we go to commercial break on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network. Fans that are still with us, thank you for sticking it out. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to get through the rest of tonight's game against the Barnstormers. It'll be a final of 5-4. Lancaster gets the win. A back and forth battle shortened by the rain. Field conditions became too unplayable as the rain continued to pour down. And with no signs of slowing up, we had to call it right there. So the final score once again 5-4 in favor of the Barnstormers. Games 2 and 3 tomorrow. A morning doubleheader beginning at 11:05. Make sure you join us. Craig Stem will get the ball in Game 1 for your Blue Crabs against Joe Gardner. Once again, tonight's game is final 5-4, and we'll see you tomorrow back here at 11 o'clock on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.